Hey guys, Mike Martinez, welcome. And today I had the pleasure of sharing this platform today, this video conferencing platform with my good friend and partner, Mr. Fred Nelson. Fred, by the way, is a public adjuster licensed and bonded in the state of New Jersey and I believe Pennsylvania and Maryland. And he's what is known as a field adjuster. He actually goes head to head with the insurance companies and fights in behalf of representing homeowners so they get the highest possible settlement. Fred, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule and playing around with me on the stage today.
Thank you for the invitation. I hope I can be of service.
I appreciate it, and I always learn a lot from you, and I just want to share your knowledge with us. But here's the first question, man, because believe it or not, I'm working on this project on reinventing yourself after 50, right? And I know you're just a little after 50, but you started your public adjusting endeavor or career just a few years ago, and you were actually retired. So why don't you give us a little background on how that developed?
All right. My background is construction. I was in the construction field as either owner of a company, manager of different areas, or someplace in the executive stream of a company. And I had started out as building homes. And it was a couple of years ago. I'm over 50, as Mike said. And I basically wore my body out because of the physical work that I did for many years. But my background is construction, so therefore it gives me a hands up on a lot of people because I know what the damages are and how to repair them. And so that helps me to be an expert in the field, but also an advocate in the field. So that's my background, that I was over 40 years in the construction industry.
So with that said, now, because I mean, the purpose of me sharing this video and this interview with the world, me interviewing you, is because I want, there's 25 so far. That's what I hear from the media. I don't know how true it is. I haven't done the count. But there's about 25 million people in the United States now that are unemployed. And some of them are going to have a hard time getting back in the employment field because you know what? You got a lot of young people that are going to be first in line, right? I mean, the company has a choice of hiring somebody that's going to retire in 10 years or hiring somebody that may have another 25 or 30 years of employment. They're going to choose for, I believe, the younger person. And this all varies, right? But although you did have experience as a builder, is this, in your opinion, is this something, being a public adjuster, is this something that people can learn to do?
Yes, very easily, because the biggest thing in being a field adjuster or a public adjuster in any way is common sense. That you look at things in perspective. Don't just look at dollar signs, because the dollar signs will bring themselves to light. But if you're out there to do a service for your clients will take care of you by paying you a fee. So you're out there to make sure that you do the best for your clients, and it'll all come about for you.
Yeah. And you know, what's a good distinction for you guys that are looking at this and maybe considering joining the field or contacting either Fred or myself to get started. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I am a public adjuster, but I am not what Fred is, which is a field adjuster. That's a level higher than me, in the sense that, like I said, he goes toe-to-toe with the insurance company. I am a public adjuster that goes out there and I qualify a claim. In other words, I look at the homeowner's paperwork, I look at their damage, and then I say, yeah, you got a claim here, or no, you don't have a claim here. And then that's when Mr. Fred Nelson comes in and he does the rest of the reporting for the claim. So there's two different aspects of becoming a public adjuster. You could be a qualifier of claims, and if you wanted to take it to the next level, or if you have experience like Mr. Nelson does, where he was a builder and he knows all the intricacies of the repairs and things like that, then you could take it to the next level and also be a public adjuster that's a field adjuster. So there's more money on the table. I'm a qualifier of claims, and I train people how to qualify claims. So that's what I get paid for. I get paid for being able to look at paperwork and saying, yes, this is a claim, and then teaching other people to do the same thing. Mr. Fred does the same thing. Mr. Fred is a trainer, and he trains people how to be qualifiers of claims, but he also goes out there and he does the reports. He does the sketches. He does the measuring. He does the outline of what needs to be brought back to pre-damage conditions. So there's two different aspects of it. We're both in the same thing. We're both in the same career, but it's two different facets of it. So Fred, what would you say to somebody that may be looking at this and maybe retired, or maybe looking at a second career, or just starting a new career in general? Was it difficult getting your license? What was the learning process like with the company? What was that like for you?
Well, in my case, I moved fairly quickly. I was within a 6-week period after I joined Metro, I was already out in the field as a field adjuster. That's not common. In fact, I wouldn't even honestly recommend it after being with Metro for a while and knowing all the ins and outs. It's better to learn to become a rep, go out and help people to review their policies, to make contacts, to write claims where you see them, and grow that way, growing a business. And then if you are interested in the field end of it, then go into it. But spend some time. I would recommend probably a year to 2 as a representative before you tried to get into field adjusting. Mm-hmm. But they're both gratifying careers, both ways.
And as far as the licensing, because you got to get licensed, we're in the state of New Jersey, for those of you that are asking or wondering. We're in the state of New Jersey, and what's interesting about our business is that you start with your resident state, you get licensed, you have to take a test in most cases in your resident state. But then when you want to go and get, let's say, Pennsylvania or Maryland, all you need to do is pay the fees, whatever fees the state mandates, and then you get that. You don't have to take the test in Pennsylvania. You don't have to take the test in Maryland. But as far as that's concerned, how did you find the process of learning for the test and taking it? Because a lot of people they're hesitant. Oh man, I gotta take a test. I gotta do this, do the other. What would you say about that? I know you did well the very first time.
Well, as soon as I started with Metro, within 2 weeks I had my license.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's again not common. Most people worry about studying for a test and everything else. We have a lot of information, testing information, question and answer things that help you to know what to answer on the test and what they're putting up for questions. I find that if I go in everything as a common sense base. When I'm taking a test, I eliminate the answers to the test that are no good. That leaves me with a smaller group to check on. Like if you have four answers and 2 of them you can eliminate right off the top, now you've got a 50-50 chance of answering that question correctly,
Right.
even without knowing what the answer is whatsoever. So that's the way I go about test taking. And I scored fairly highly on my test. So I don't take that as an obstacle. I take it as an achievement.
Mm.
I can go about and learn how to do it and take that test and pass it. So, and even if you're a poor test taker, which is, you know, you can be, you can, there's nothing to say that you can't retake that test.
Right.
You fail it, it gives you some more training to take it a second time and to get a passing grade. On the test, it's either pass or fail, except that they'll tell you in what percentile you're in most cases, at least.
Right.
I'm told that.
Well, for those of you that are looking at this and wondering, or maybe we've touched something where you say, you know, that sounds like something I might be able to get into. And if you're a person that likes helping other people, because ultimately that's what we do, right? We go out there and we help homeowners who in any other situation would not be able to stand up to the insurance companies and get their rightful settlement because they don't know how to explain it. They don't know how to put the paperwork. They don't know how to write the reports. I encourage you, pick up the phone, call either my friend Fred Nelson or call myself and say, you know, I saw that video. I'm interested in learning. How do I get started? What do I do? We got a lot going on now, and a lot is being done through video conferencing, like you see right now. And I encourage you, right from home, you could be learning how to do this career and start building yourself either a brand new career, start reinventing yourself, or start doing something on the side, right? Even if right now you're unemployed, it could be something that you're doing as a primary income, and you know, just start slowly building a career, very fascinating career helping other people. Fred, would you like to say anything in closing?
Well, the one thing is that our industry is exempt from, so we can go to people's homes. Or we can do field adjusting and everything else because of the fact we're an exempt industry that is allowed to do that. So it is an area that you can do even during this problem that we have with the COVID-19. So it's something you can look into on video. You can check it out and you can work it to gain some income while you're possibly laid off or possibly not working for another reason.
Yeah, very good point. Yeah, we are considered an essential business. So if you, God forbid, if you have a broken pipe, you don't have to sit in your house underwater. You can call a public adjuster and they can help you make sure that you are being treated fairly by your insurance company, guys. So bottom line is, again, if you saw something here, if you know, and if you're experiencing anything, any kind of damage to your home, and you didn't know that you have this resource, a lot of people don't know what a public adjuster is. But we are expanding. We're looking to put more people in the field and start them working. And we are training people. So we help you get trained. We help you get licensed. We help you get bonded. We work this whole process with zero knowledge. You could come to us with zero knowledge and still develop a nice income. So Mr. Fred is an example of somebody that did this, you know, at a retirement stage. He was already retired for what, the third time, right?
Yep. Yeah. I couldn't sit still that long.
And you know what? Believe it or not, he had his own experience. He actually had damage to his home. And he didn't collect anything, correct?
Yeah, well, quick story is I had one of my children put something under a second in the vanity on the second floor and knocked the pipe loose. And they still used the vanity because they didn't know that they had knocked the pipe loose. So it filled up, went down through a ceiling, through an insulated ceiling, by the way, and ruined a floor on the next floor down. Floor, ceiling, walls. So, and the insurance company came back, and with deductible, they offered me $950. And I had $1,000 deductible. So therefore they offered me nothing. Long story short is I contacted Metro, talked to an adjuster, had him come out, and I ended up getting $9,500 out of the deal.
Wow. Beautiful story, right? And that happens quite often, believe it or not. I got pretty much the same story, only it was my daughter that happened to. I was an EMT at the time, and very similar, very, very similar, only she had roof damage, and she was denied, or actually she got a $58 check. It was $1,058 that the insurance company said the damage was worth, but she had a $1,000 deductible, so she only had $58. And she went and did the research, got our company, we reopened the claim, and similar to Fred's story, she got $9,000 and change. So it happens quite often. But again, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, I want to do a career change, I want to reinvent myself, I want to start something new, I want to be part of the solution and not part of the problem, we just might have the answer for you. I encourage you to pick up the phone, give me a call, give Mr. Fred Nelson a call, and say, what can, I'd like to start training. I'd like to get licensed. I'd like to be a licensed and bonded public adjuster. So it's in your court. The ball's in your court now. If you see an opportunity here, if you see something that sparks an interest, pick up the phone, give us a call. Fred, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for sharing your stories. And I love speaking to you because I always learn something. So I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you for the invitation. Have a great day.
Thank you. You as well.